Thank you. Thank you very much, Allison. As Melody alluded to, the board director role is really difficult, and I know this room knows that well, but many people don't. They think it's an easy job and you just kind of sit in a few meetings, but that is absolutely not true. Trying to find the right balance between oversight and micromanagement can be very challenging, and I think it's particularly challenging for chairs or independent lead directors. And you have to know when the company's doing well, you have to know to stand back and support management, ask good questions, but not micromanage. And then at the turn of a dime, you could have a crisis, and you need to step in and take leadership. You have to be prepared to actively be involved. Knowing when to step in, knowing when to stay out, it can be very challenging. And it requires different skill sets that you often don't find in a single individual. Fortunately for Bio-Techne, Bob Baumgartner has those skills. He's been a director for our company for 15 years. The most recent, for the last 6 years, he's been the chair of Bio-Techne. I've had the good fortune to work with him for the last 4 years, and I've been able to observe firsthand his leadership. Fortunately, I've been with the company in a fairly stable time period when we haven't had too many difficult issues. So I've been able to see the side of him that is the strategic guidance and the support. But I know from history that he's had to step in and take some more active role when there's been times of crisis, and he's done that very well. Our CEO, Chuck Cummeth, was not able to be here tonight. He's traveling. But so I talked to him a few days ago, and I said, Chuck, what is it about Bob that you really value as the CEO? And he said really two things. One, Bob's deep knowledge. He's a very experienced executive and a director, and so he really understands those two roles and how they play together. And second, his calm confidence, which really instills confidence in Chuck as a CEO and in our management team. So Bob, on behalf of your fellow directors, all of the Bio-Techne shareholders, and our entire management team, thank you. Thank you for your leadership, your ability to pivot and provide guidance at the right time. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition.
I guess I get my word. Wow. Brenda, thank you so much for those very, very kind words. And thanks to Bio-Techne for nominating me for this role. I'd also like to thank Melody and Allison for their opening comments. I thought they were outstanding. And I've had the privilege of working with Melody for the last, 14 years or so, I guess 15. And she's done a fantastic job in the areas of corporate governance and SEC compliance. So thank you for all you guys do. Thank you. You know, as board members, it's certainly a lot easier to do our job when we have good management teams, or outstanding management teams. And I've been very fortunate with Bio-Techne. About 5 years ago, we decided to make a change in a CEO, and it was a difficult decision. But the board decided we weren't maximizing the shareholder value. And so we recruited internationally. We looked for someone who had international experience in the biotech industry, and lo and behold, we found someone from St. Paul over at 3M. So fortunate for us. Chuck Cummeth, as Brenda indicated, can't be here tonight. He's in China building the business, so good for him, making some money. But since Chuck's come on board, you can just see what the change that's occurred in the company. Reinvigorated the culture, has grown us internationally into places like China, and done numerous acquisitions in adjacent spaces to the biotech industry, which we sorely needed. On top of that, he built a great management team. Some of the guys are here tonight, and gals, so thank you so much for making my job easy, because as a board member, it's pretty darn easy when you've got a great team and they're doing a great job. As a result of Chuck and his team's efforts, they've grown the market cap from $2 billion to $7 billion in a little over 4 years. It's not bad. So congratulations, team, for that. Yeah, thanks. I'm also fortunate to be involved with another company here, and I think they're both hidden gems. Center for Diagnostic Imaging, and I want to thank all of you guys for being here tonight. I've been with CDI for the past 17 years as former CEO and now as chairman. And here again, another example of great leadership. We were fortunate when I wanted to retire to have an outstanding executive on board in Rick Long. Rick was with GE prior to that. But Rick and his great management team, guys, wave your hands or do something there so we know who you are. Again, make my job as chairman incredibly easy because they're doing all the right things. So we're there to help on the strategy and provide guidance. And Rick's done an outstanding job of carrying on the legacy of CDI, which is one of quality and service. And we're fortunate enough to have Ken Heitoff here tonight. Ken, come on, stand up. Ken founded the company in 1981. And sitting next to him is Dr. Schellis, who was the second employee at CDI. So, and people don't know much about these companies. Bio-Techne, CDI, they both employ about 2,000 people. About half are here in Minneapolis, and you hardly hear about them, but they're outstanding companies providing outstanding products and outstanding service. So again, I say all this just because I think the most important decision we make as board members is selecting the right executive team. If we do that, a lot of good things are going to happen. And those aren't always easy decisions. It's sometimes easy to not rock the boat, make a change, but sometimes you need to make a change because you're here to represent the shareholders, and that's what we do. I'd also like to thank the fellow board members from Bio-Techne because it really has been a team effort. Harold Wiens is here tonight. Harold, one of our board members, another 3M refugee we stole from there. But really, I'm very honored to accept the award, and thank you to Twin City Business for putting this on along with NACD. And I'm humbled, but it's really been a team effort with the entire Techne board. They do an outstanding job. So thank you and have a good evening.